You're tuned to Once Upon a Fairy Tale. Hey, welcome to another episode of Once Upon a Fairy Tale, the podcast. Disney Dwayne here, bringing to you part 3 of our comprehensive guide to Disney music. In case you haven't checked out parts 1 and 2 yet, we recommend you do that. But in any case, this will still make a lot of sense independently, as this is an addition to where you can find all that great Disney music that we've compiled so far. And that's not just music from the animated movies, but music from the sequels, live-action movies, cut songs, musicals, and so much more. If you're interested, you can check out our podcast notes, which has those links, as well as links to a lot of what we talk about here at www.facebook.com/onceuponafairytaletime. And there's a little bit about the history of Disney music thrown into. But here's what this episode is about. New additions to the animated musical include Moana. We're going to have a little talk about that and a look at a special lyric. Also, what's to come in the future, including a Pixar movie that just might have more songs than we expect. There are also over 100 songs, some nice ones too, that you may not have heard of that are tied to 2 Disney princesses. We're going to have a look at that, including 15 new songs added to the Lion King canon. Where are they from? Also a look at upcoming live-action movies that will be bringing a host of new songs to the Disney Music Collection. And if that's not enough, there's at least one more series coming up that is guaranteed to bring you even more songs. The parks also feature original theme songs. We're going to look at some of our favorites. Let's first have a look at that special lyric in Moana. There's no trace of it in the album, and in the song We Know the Way, this lyric is only found in the live performance. In the last part of the song, instead of the Polynesian lyrics, here are the English ones. We aren't afraid of the horizon line. We know what came before us. And then the song ends with We Know the Way. Now you know. While we're talking about animated musicals, here are 2 more to add to the collection. Pixar may just see its first musical ever when Coco hits cinemas later this year on November 22nd. And on November 21st, the very next year, we will see Gigantic released, a new spin on Jack and the Beanstalk, directed by Tangled director Nathan Greno, and the songwriting team that brought us Frozen returns as well. Lin-Manuel Miranda is also working on another animated musical. I'm sure there'll be lots more to talk about when D23 comes later this year with new announcements. Remember earlier on when I said there's a host of songs attached to 2 princesses? Well, I'm talking about Elena of Avalor and Sophia the First. Let's talk about Sophia first, since she is the original and Elena is a spin-off. At present, Sophia the First, which is an animated TV series, has 3 seasons so far and a host of songs that total up to almost 100. What's pretty amazing is that some of these episodes feature the princesses that we know, like Rapunzel, Tiana, Belle, Ariel, Cinderella, Mulan, and Jasmine, and they actually sing new songs, some of which are pretty decent and some of which belong to original voices, like Lea Salonga noticeably as Mulan and Jasmine. Some of my other favorite songs include A Recipe for Adventure, A Princess True, Believe in Your Dream, Me and My Mom, Take a Leap, and Wings of a Dream. YouTuber Yo-san does a pretty good job making videos of these songs. You can also find the song listings in the episode guide on DisneyWikia.com, and that includes Elena of Avalor episodes as well. All these links can be found in the podcast notes. Now, the reason why I'm so excited about this is because there are so many other Disney songs out there that are not the common ones that we all love and adore and go to all the time, and I feel like they should be equally enjoyed as well because they're great songs too. Now, Elena of Avalor has an origin movie which stars Sophia the First. There are 3 songs in it. The songs can be found in the series soundtrack, which does not include all the songs in the series, but another 5 songs from season 1. If you want to hear all the songs, do check out the links provided in the podcast notes. Ready to Rule is one to look out for. It's my favorite. There's also a special Disney Dust episode on Elena of Avalor, so be sure to check that out. It's all on the Disney Dwayne YouTube channel. Up next, another series to talk about, The Lion Guard, which continues the Lion King canon, and there are 15 songs in the soundtrack. Get cracking, there's a lot to explore. Not to mention Descendants in itself. That first movie had a host of songs, and now there's a series Wicked World as well as a sequel on its way with even more songs. In Season 1 of Wicked World, there is Night is Young and I'm Your Girl. In Season 2, Rather Be With You and Evil. Let's also not forget that Tangled the series is coming, and that also promises to have new songs. Can't wait for that. It remains to be seen though if the Muppet Babies remake will have songs. If anything, my guess is it'll be cover songs. Let's now look at live-action movies coming our way that will have even more songs. Beauty and the Beast promises 3 new songs. Our Song Lives On, sung by Belle's father, about how a moment lives on over the end credits. Forevermore, when Beast lets go of Belle, finally understanding love. And Days in the Sun, which is kind of like a human again, but they sing it just before they sleep. Also look out for some new lyrics, or rather old unused lyrics, in some of the older songs. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs also gets a new live-action remake. Paul and Pasek, an upcoming songwriting duo, will be on this project to add some awesome music. Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman of Hairspray fame will be on board for the Mary Poppins sequel for its music and songs. The Little Mermaid live-action will have Lin-Manuel Miranda pen some new songs for this project. I'm assuming Disenchanted, which is the working title for the sequel to Enchanted, will have some new songs as well. If you heard about the live-action remake for Mulan, well, my thoughts about that having songs, I'd say slim, because in the casting, they didn't ask for any singers, and there's no songwriting team attached to the project either. And last but not least is my favorite new discovery, because I don't live near or visit many of the parks that often, but once in a while I'll hear like a nice little ballad, and I've always wondered where these are from, or how many of them are out there. I still don't know, and this is where you come in to help me. These are some of my favorite songs. I'm going to list them. They're generally from the castle shows or parades, and not all of them, unfortunately, have releases officially. And as a fan, I find it a little disappointing that I have to scour, the internet to source for bootleg recordings of these songs. Well, in no particular order, they are, of course, Remember the Magic, Live the Magic, Kiss Goodnight, Once Upon a Time at Tokyo Disneyland, and Promise. Please let me know if you have any more, and even better yet, send me some recordings of what you have that are your favorite songs. And that wraps up the Comprehensive Guide to Disney Music Part 3. Remember to keep the Disney music magic alive, keep listening and exploring new songs, and to subscribe to all our social media. This is Disney Dwayne for Once Upon a Fairy Tale, the podcast. Till the next one, take care.